every town, the unofficial news centre, and the only place where a knight, farmer, and a bard could all get equally drunk and equally robbed. It wasn't just a place to drink, it was a place where danger, laughter, and disease mingled freely beneath the thatched roof. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from and what time it is for you. It's always fascinating to see who's joining us from around the world. Now dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You've trudged through a muddy street that smells like a blend of horse, smoke, and questionable soup. It's raining, of course. We're just finished, so everything's slick, including your only pair of shoes. You're tired, you're hungry, and you've nearly been run over by a cart full of turnips twice. You need a drink. So how do you find a tavern in a medieval town? There are no glowing signs, no Yelp reviews, and certainly no GPS. What you do have is your ears. Just follow the noise. Somewhere, past the blacksmith's forge, and the fishmonger yelling about his fresh river eels, is a chorus of laughter, shouting, and someone aggressively singing about a goose. And there it is, a crooked wooden building, leaning slightly as if even the architecture has had one too many. Hanging above the door is a wooden sign, barely legible, with a crude painting of it. Is that a barrel, or a bear, or maybe both? Either way, this is it. Welcome to the tavern. The front step is slick with ale, and as you push open the heavy iron door,
you only have so much time, so feed science diet with our clinically proven antioxidant blend, helping pets live healthier as long as possible, because you're only human, they still.
At Zeta, we believe that we're in the beginning stages of a replacement cycle, which driving the replacement cycle is that marketing has become too hard. 10 years ago, at the time of the last replacement cycle, there was a new set of tools and technologies put in place to make it easier for marketers to create campaigns and journeys. It made it easier to move data for faster reporting. That was better, but today it's not good enough. Every 8 to 10 years or so, there is a replacement cycle in marketing technology. And that's an acknowledgement that the technologies and tools of yesterday are not built for the consumer of today.
it lets out a creak so long and dramatic it might qualify as its own form of entertainment. Instantly, warm air, and the rich perfume of smoke, wet wool, stale beer, and mystery meat hit your face like a drunken handshake. You've made it. Inside, the ceiling is low enough to let tall, duck, and drunk men bump their heads. The floor is dirt. Not metaphorically, literally, though someone's laid down straw in an attempt to pretend it's clean. It isn't. There are no private booths, no waiters with menus, and no such thing as quiet conversation. This is a medieval tavern, and it only comes in two settings, rowdy and closed due to fire. You spot an open seat and a lopsided bench near the hearth, but it's wet. With what, you don't ask. Someone nearby is arguing about a stolen chicken. Another is passed out with a ladle still in his hand. A one-eyed dog gnaws on a bone under a table like he pays rent there. And this friend is just the entrance. You've only just arrived, and already it smells like a night to remember, or forget. As the heavy tavern door slams shut behind you, the darkness wraps around your senses like a damp wool blanket, warm, comfortable, and slightly suspicious. Your eyes adjust slowly. Candlelight flickers against the soot-stained walls, casting dancing shadows that make even the chairs look like they might be a fight. The hearth blazes in the far corner, doubling as both heating and open flame hazard. Smoke drifts lazily in the air, not quite escaping through the chimney that might be stuffed with a dead crow. But what hits you hardest isn't the noise or the heat, it's the smell. The medieval tavern scent is less aromatic and more emotional trauma. The top notes are ale, warm, sour, and splashed liberally across every surface. Beneath that, sweat, years of it, human, coarse, maybe something mythical. Add a hint of mouldy bread, wet straw, and a whisper of boiled onions, and a blend no perfumer has dared bottle. The tables are carved with years of initials, fruit drawings and knife scars. They wobble with a kind of stubborn pride. The benches creak under the weight of muddy boots, thick cloaks, and questionable decisions. The floor? Dirt as promised, but layered with straw meant to soak up spills, spit, and the occasional unconscious customer. You step carefully. One wrong move and your foot sinks into something with a texture best left undescribed. The crowd is a living, breathing organism. Loud laughter erupts in one corner, while two men argue about the price of a pig in another. A woman slams the mug down hard enough to spill half her drink, and no one even flinches. A man at the next table stares at me with the dazed look of someone who's either thinking very deeply or forgetting how chairs work. Someone nearby sneezes. The entire left side of the room collectively leans away. And still, despite the overwhelming assault on your modern sensibilities, there's something welcoming here. The tavern is alive. It's rough, raw, and completely unfiltered. The medieval version of a community pub, minus the hygiene, and with 400% more shouting. You find your seat. It's a bit damp. It's probably cursed. But for now, it looks like someone arranged the furniture during an earthquake, and then just decided to leave it that way. There's no blueprint, no bar area, no cozy booth.
One of these friends can order whatever she wants from the menu. The other has food allergies. Do your best to avoid the accidents.
Benches, barrels, and the occasional wooden crate being passed off as a seat. Depending on how drunk you are. The hearth is the only real sentiment. A big open fire roaring against one wall, doing its best to provide warmth, light, and a healthy dose of indoor smoke inhalation. Around it, people crowd in for comfort, like moths with mugs. Those with the best seats, onto the wall. Those without. Well, that's what ale is for. The bar, you call it that, is usually just a thick wooden plank resting across two barrels, sagging under the weight of jugs, mugs, and elbows. Behind the tavern keeper, multitasking between pouring drinks, yelling orders, giving that one guy before me the death entering leads to the upstairs rooms. If you squint, you can see a boot hanging from one of the railing posts. No one's entirely sure if it's decorative or morning. Some taverns have a back room. It might be for storage. It might be for illegal gambling. Or it might be where the last person who insulted the barmaid was taken, never to be seen again. It's best not to ask. The walls are stained with candle soot. The windows are covered with greasy cloth or animal hide, and every surface has been thoroughly polished by the elbows, boots, and spilled drinks of generations. And maybe a chicken. Somehow, despite the chaos, or because of it, it works.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone knows where to go, how to sit, when to
It's
shut.
screwed with you. Really?
It's not organized,
Yeah.
but it is alive. Every medieval tavern has a rule. It's not the local board or the tax collector. It's the tavern. They may not wear a crown, but don't be fooled. This person runs the show. Equal parts, chef, server, accountant, babysitter, and executioner of barroom justice. The tavern keeper is a one-person institution, and they take no nonsense. If it's a man, he's likely built like a barrel with irons, grizzled, grumpy, and carved and cured meats and bad decisions. If it's a woman, and often it's
Well,
worse,
that's no great loss.
sharper than a
You didn't have
blacksmith's
much
knife,
anyway.
and science a room with a single book. Either way, they've seen everything, heard words, cleaned blood out of straw before breakfast. They greet regulars with a nod, strangers with suspicion, troublemakers with a temper to the heart. Behind the bar, they keep metal tabs on who's paid, who owes, and who's had 3 too many. they do it all without writing anything down, because medieval literacy might be rare. The tavern is terrifying. The tavern keeper sets the tone. If they're in a good mood, place cards. If they're in a bad mood, better drink fast and keep your jokes to yourself. They're the referee in every argument, the judge in every cheating scam, the first to grab a club when the fight breaks out. Do not mess with the tavern. They also know who's in debt, who's having an affair, who arrived in town in your false name. Need information?
What are you waiting for? Hell to freeze over?
Need a favour? Better hope you didn't break a husband's feet. Some have a helper, son, daughter, spouse, or orphan they sort of adopted, and now make a carry twice their weight. These assistants run drinks, hot floors, try not to spill anything, or get stepped on by drugs. So while the tavern may feel like chaos, it's actually a very delicate process. In the centre, commanding the door like a storm god in an opera, stands the one person in the air flowing, and the roof from collapsing into a riot, the tavern. So, finally settle onto a creaky bench, dodging elbows and speared stew. Your throat's dry, your boots are down, and it's time.
What happened? Did you forget to count?
But don't expect a wine list or a polished menu. This is a medieval tavern. Your choices are limited, lukewarm, and possibly free. Let's start with the classic. A. Unfiltered, unpasteurized, and usually brewed in the back room when the dog sleeps. It's thick, cloudy, and often comes with floaties, bits of grain, yeast, or possibly a chunk of the previous customer's mustache. It's not cold, as this means. You don't ask how long it's been sitting in the pan. You just drink and hope. Next up, mead, honey wine. Sounds fancy, right? In reality, it's sweet, strong, and occasionally explosive. If the tavern people made it themselves,
Do you need a bit more time?
or it can taste like regrets and blueberries. It's usually served to nobles, wedding guests, or that one butler who insists on being told your room. Then there's cider, made from apples that were either freshly picked or dropped on the ground 3 weeks ago. Sharp, tangy, and served in cracked mugs that may double as soup bowls by morning. It's the drink of choice in liquid rich regions, or for those who want something just alcoholic.
The maneuver of war addiction can be a struggle. Supplicate will constants for a daughter wanting to see war addiction for a stolen treatment.
You get the smell of the man sitting beside you. Wine? Technically, yes. And unless you're in southern Europe
Finished.
or the nobility,
Your turn.
it's likely watered down, soured, and served with a side of sides. Good wine is reserved for lords, bishops, and the merchant who just
So
sells
that's your
5
plan,
plates
is
of
it?
soap. And water? That's a bold choice, because half the time it's teeming with invisible death. Boiling costs few, and clean wells are rare. That's why even children drink ale. It's not about the buzz, it's about not dying of dysentery before age 8. No one's measuring shots or crafting cocktails here. You drink from mugs made of wood, clay, or tin. Some still have last night's stew in them.
Let
You
it
raise your
be
mug,
now.
take
I
it,
want to play too, you know.
It's warm, it's bitter, and somehow it's perfect. Because in the medieval tavern, if it's wet and won't kill you immediately, it's a fine vintage. So you've survived the drink, barely.
Oh, speak no cigar.
Now your stomach growls, reminding you that you haven't eaten since Sunday.
Jesus
And your
Christ, be
last meal
praised.
was mostly barley and salmon. Time to eat. But don't get excited. There's no menu, no waiter, and absolutely no one asking if you have any dietary restrictions. You don't order food in a medieval tavern. Stew made from whatever grains, vegetables, and questionable proteins were lying around that day. It's been cooking in the same pot since Monday, and it's now Thursday. New ingredients are added daily. Nothing is removed. It's less of a meal and more of a culinary time capsule. If meat is involved, congratulations. It's probably rabbit, pigeon, or the unlucky chicken who wandered too close to the fire. If it's game meat, it might be delicious, or it might be aged past reason.
The Lord be with you.
Your bowl
I'm feeling
is
lucky.
made of
What
wood
game would you like to...
Your spoon, either your own or your fingers. Most people carry their own
Let's play
safety
kings.
kit as a
Let's
DIY
play.
cutlery affair. And don't expect napkins, just the sleeve of your tunic or a shared rag that's seen things that you'll never forget. Bread is also anything. It's tough, dark, and heavy, more a weapon than a food. If it's soft, it was baked today. If it's hard, it was baked last week.
I'm seriously
Either
curious about you,
as well
lad.
as cheese that smells like old food started developing its own personality. Sometimes there's salted fish, sometimes pickled eggs. Occasionally you'll find a tavern offering a special, which is just a fancier way of saying, we had too much of this in our flavour, optional, texture, unpredictable. Still, in the flickering firelight, with noise all around and the warmth of food in your hands, it's not bad. It's filling. It's hot. If you don't think too hard about what's floating in the bowl, it might even be hot. You're not here for plan done. You're here to plan survival. Once you've found your seat, ideally one, you're stuck in it. You start to notice the real entertainment. The people. A medieval tavern is the original social media feed. Loud, chaotic, half-true, fully committed to oversharing.
Taking their time again.
To your left, there's a red-faced farmer, already tapped into his full belly, retelling the same story about his proud birth silence. Slaps your shoulder mid-sentence like you're a
Do you need a bit more time?
or a good replacement for food, usually drinks with you. At the far end of the room, a hooded stranger sits in shadows.
Let it
nursing a
be
drink
now. I
slowly.
want to play too, you know.
Could be a runaway monk, or a bandit, or just really bad at eye contact. Either way, you're not making small talk with him unless you want to disappear behind the stables. Near the hearth, a soldier in battered armor regaling the group with tales of battle. His story involves dragons,
Finished.
Frenchmen,
Your
and a
turn.
talking sword. It's definitely false. No one knows. His tankard is full. His audience is laughing. There's a merchant, loud and sweaty, shouting prices for gold and gold. He pulls gold coins from his pouch like a man begging to be robbed from him. A pair of locals play dice on the walk table, their expressions intense. One of them clearly cheats, the other knows and lets
So
it
that's your plan?
probably saving the fight for when his ale runs out. The bard strums in the corner, voice cracking on the high notes of a love song that sounds suspiciously like one he just made up. No one thinks. He's wearing pants. It's a tune. It's already better than last night's. Women wander through the crowd. Some tavern style, others
My
working their own
God,
business.
I'm done.
They're sharp-eyed, confident, and absolutely not to be trifled with. They'll flirt, laugh, or knock your teeth in depending on your tone. Children occasionally dart between legs, swiping leftover bread or coins. No one stops them. It's just part of the rhythm. Everyone is watching, drinking, plotting, and pretending not to notice the man slumped under the table. This tavern isn't just a place to eat and drink. It's a living, breathing performance. And tonight, we're going to the dance. Get loose and balance for it.
Damn
The
it.
real soundtrack of
They're
the
yours,
medieval
lad.
tavern isn't a song. It's a symphony of chaos. It begins with a crinkling notes, dozens of them slamming against wood in celebration, negotiation, or drunken whisper. Some clang
With sharp, flex-free stand, there's two ways to chill. One is rock out and turn by a deluxe free. Other though, free. Up to 7 kilowatt power. Bring the breeze or you get them.
Greetings to you.
Don't drag it out. I want to play too, you know.
those heavy to that infection, empty your seat, well, okay, it'll take a bit of your infection. Learn how happy can help you sing.
All cheerfully,
Greetings.
others chatter
I'm
completely.
hungry.
Both are met with cheers. Then comes the laughter. Big, loud, belly deep laughter that sounds like it escaped from a
If I
wild
was
boar.
you, I'd take
Most of
it.
it makes no sense. The farmer chuckles at his own joke about hay. The knight giggles at the old cottage. The monk wheezes uncontrollably every time someone says duck. You learn quickly not to ask. Voices layer over one another, each louder than the last, fighting for dominance like roosters in a coop. There's arguing, storytelling, shouting about taxes, and at least one person is quoting scripture to win a bet. The bartender yells orders while swatting flies. The barmaid shouts at the man who tries to grab them, and someone keeps repeating, "Another round," at the battle cry. And in the corner, the bar, with a half-tuned lute and 3 missing strings, plays the same 4 chords on loop, occasionally bursting into verses about lost love, found chickens, or noblemen who wore their pants backwards. No one really listens, unless he starts singing about someone in the room, at which point things get very entertaining or very dangerous. Someone spills something. Someone burps loud enough to make the rafters tremble.
Are you starting to
Someone else
regret
falls
coming
off
to
the bench,
play?
talking from the floor, it's intentional. In the background, dogs bark, a goat flees. How's there a goat? The chairs scrape across dirt, like the caps in a wooden piano. It's not peaceful, but it's oddly rhythmic. Occasionally the room goes quiet, not by choice, it's the sudden lull. It lasts exactly 3 seconds. Then someone farts heroically, and the music starts again.
Maybe you should have
This
saved
isn't
it.
background
You're
noise.
giving me a
This
1.
is the tavern's
You're giving me a
life.
3 watch.
Raw, rowdy, and
Yep.
relentlessly alive. If
Knew
you
it.
listen closely enough, it starts to
Little
make
did they
sense.
know.
A kind of harmony born from disorder. And like the rest of the tavern, it only gets louder the longer you stay.
No, I'm an idiot.
Once the ale starts flowing and the street starts settling, the tavern transforms. It's no longer just a place to eat and drink. It becomes a medieval casino, minus the velvet ropes and way more yellow. Gambling is the sport of the evening, and everyone plays, from weathered soldiers to barefoot boys with borrowed guns. There's no dealer, no pit boss, no regulation, just a cracked wooden table, a handful of copper coins, the vague promise that someone's about to lose their dignity. Dice are the game of choice, carved from bone, wood, or whatever it's like. They clatter across tabletops like rolling thunder, each toss followed by a mix of cheers, groans, and accusations of witchcraft. No one trusts the dice. Everyone uses them. Then there are cards. If you're in a more
Well,
cultured part of
are we
the
still
world,
playing?
thick, hand
Wait, what?
worn to the edges, and always missing 1 or 2. The rules shift based on who explains them. Sometimes you're trying to get the highest number.
Yes.
Other times you're matching symbols or just making it up.
Fine
yourself.
then. It's not
It's
over
like
yet.
poker, but with more slapping.
Never seen that in my life.
Yes, someone once bet a goat. Someone else bet their boots. And someone else bet their own freedom for them. Spoiler, you lost. The regulars have slipped. They shuffle quickly, roll slowly, and smile into the wind. Cheating? Of course. It's half the fun.
These ones
Hidden
here.
diagonally, marked cards there. A mysterious pot that the lucky player leads in. And this thing, by will risk getting jumped.
My God! Oh, come on!
Go get it. Early morning rise, helping build the world's greatest empire. When some state senators are considering a bill that makes it harder to do business in New York, that would raise prices. Could cost us nearly 600,000 jobs. Instead of driving more business in our state, let's work to grow our economy together. So New York, learn more at working.